Hello, everyone. This is Sunko, the Korean bro. Today is March 30th, just before April, and tonight is Wednesday night in Korea. Hmm. I have a good news. Uh, as you know, I invested into multiple companies, and recently I found out that most of the companies that I invested into all have a positive result, which is a really good thing because all that effort that I put into uh, was worth it, right? So it's meaningful. Mm. Of course, I'm not supposed to be happy short term because I'm investing into it in terms of long term perspective. So anyway, still, uh, it's better to have a positive results than negative results, right? It's way better to see red, uh, reddish letters instead of bluish letters. Bluish letters means negative. So let's go through articles and see why the hell it's happening. Okay, Yahoo Finance and see we all have positive income, positive results tonight. Even Robinhood is up 24% up. Mobile Telesystem public joint stock is up 33%, and overall it's a good sign. Mm. Toast is up 12%. EPAM systems 11% up, 12% up. It's all good, right? Okay. Stock futures deep after S&P 500 closes the highest level since January. U.S. growth in quarter four revised slightly lower to 6.9%. Manufacturing won't be a silver bullet for chief industry analyst. Private payrolls rose by 455,000 in March, topping estimate GDP. Kathy Woods Art buys an electric vehicle maker and sells another. Inflation, Google search for food stamps elevated. The biggest risk to the market depends on who you ask. U.S. stock rally defies economic unease. These alternative investments could help you ride out a bear market. These two penny stocks are on the track for massive gains, says Oppenheimer. Dow Jones gains as Putin agrees to this. Robinhood stock explodes. 3 stock test buy points. S&P 500 access correction. Here's what history says happens next to U.S. stock market benchmark. Robble extends recovery gains. Stocks up on fifth trading day. Watchlist Broadcom, Nvidia, Skyworks. When to sell growth stocks? Why does rule work like magic for this small cap leader? This potentially poisonous mix means forget about buying the deep in stock, says Newberger CIO. Stock surges the bear market trap with curve inverted. Stocks soar on Russia-Ukraine ceasefire hush. The gains don't always last. 3 headwinds could pummel stocks. What to know? Tesla is years ahead of rivals in key supply issues. Morgan Stanley says, why gold and platinum are a window into the stock market's future and what investors can expect. Robinhood extends trading hour from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. 3 rookie mistakes to avoid when trading stocks after hours. Will Nvidia stock retest highs? The lows are both. Facebook advertisers can pursue class action over ad rates. Old slip says Russia-Ukraine talks sparks guided hopes for a peace. The coast of each first mover American ethos, not insurance, points to supply squeeze ahead, waves hits record high. The best meta purchase ever, WhatsApp. Meme stocks are back. Is it the last dance? Robinhood stock jumped 24% on its plan to extend its trading hours. Three top S&P 500 stock market gainers today. Nielsen gets number one rating. Kathy Wood buys crypto workflow navigation tech companies. Wall Street slips his banks energy stocks. Why? Why Tesla, Google, and Amazon wanted to do stock splits. Retail stampede. Nvidia is the most important tech company on planet analyst. ETF should a good way to access electric vehicle space. Is the bull market over? Probably not, strategy says. Rising, there's a new straight high price target. Stock split may further fuel Tesla stock bubble strategies. Nvidia. Nvidia Corporation Kathy Wood buys an electric vehicle maker and sells another. After a few days of quiet trading, Kathy Wood is back to dealing big names in big amounts. Her flagship fund has risen recently. After a few days of quiet trading, star investor Kathy Wood, chief executive of Art Investment Management, is back to dealing big names in big amounts. On Friday, ARK funds in particular sold shares of electric vehicle leader Tesla and bought into NIO. Get NIO report, the Chinese EV producer. All valuations are as of Friday's close. The asset manager also bought Coinbase, Roblox, Roku, Zoom Video Communications, Roku, Roblox, Roblox Corporation. Coinbase is the largest U.S. cryptocurrency exchange. Roblox is an online gaming platform, and Zoom is a video conferencing service. As for Tesla, Wood has said her sales of the stock merely represented profit taking and that she believes in the company for the long term. On Friday, ARK funds sold Tesla shares valued at $147.6 million. Tesla is still the number one holding ARK's flagship ARK Innovation ETF. The base reach to the market depends on who you ask. Morning brief. There have been a lot of news headlines weighing on markets over the last month. Russian invasion of Ukraine, uncertain path of interest rate hikes from the Federal Reserve. As we prepare to flip the calendar into April, markets remain fixated on both stories, but which one remains the bigger risk? It depends on who you ask. These alternative investments could help you ride out a bear market. The market has been surprisingly resilient lately against the global challenges the world has been facing, but even some of the most optimistic investors are bracing themselves as a bear market becomes increasingly likely. Adding passive income investments to your portfolio could ensure you continue seeing a positive returns if stock prices fall. Two penny stocks are on track for massive gains as Oppenheimer. Commonly, let's talk about bioscience companies. Mm, and next one is BioView. Now let's move over to biopharma research field where BioVia is working on new drug therapies for a variety of conditions, including Alzheimer's and the liver cirrhosis complication acidities. Gains as Putin agrees to this. Robinhood stock explodes. Three stocks test by points. Dow Jones industrial average moved higher amid positive Russia-Ukraine ceasefire talks. Visa and Nike were top blue chips. Robinhood exploded after it broadened its offerings to drive growth. Um, Meanwhile, a trio of stocks attempt to break out amid the positive action. Costco Wholesale, Quassos, and Robert Half International all passed by points. Volume was higher on both the New York Stock Exchange and the Nasdaq. This is a positive uh, on an up day. Meanwhile, the yield on the benchmark 10-year Treasury note rose 8 basis points, 2.4%. All else fell again. Putin also agrees to this amid positive Russia-Ukraine talks. Markets were buoyed by positive developments from the latest round of Russia-Ukraine ceasefire talks. Russian President Vladimir Putin has agreed to meet Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky after negotiations are completed. According to Russian chief negotiator hmm, Vladimir Medinsky, Russia said it will limit operations near Kyiv and the city of Chernihiv as a show of goodwill. Drew the move stopped short of a ceasefire. Oh. Here's what history says happens next to U.S. stock market benchmark. Okay, cannot read it unless I subscribe it. Semiconductor watch list: Broadcom, Nvidia, Skyworks. After chip stocks have been bouncing back, but are the trends sustainable? The benchmark Phillips index started at 3,485 this week, up 1.56% and up about 2% over the previous 7 days, and following on a strong rebound from lows earlier this month. Big news out of the semiconductor sector recently comes from arch rivals Nvidia and Intel, who are linking up to manufacture more chips together in the midst of a major semiconductor shortage. Makers of semiconductors or chip manufacturers have been grappling with the impact of global supply chain shortages that have led to a dearth of chips that are used in everything from cars to home appliances for nearly 2 years. The looming crisis first started even before the pandemic, when Washington put sanctions on China's biggest telecoms equipment maker, Huawei Technologies, amid spiraling allegations. The Chinese company has constantly denied the claims. Uh, Guess got worse solutions has been looking up since real money's SWKWS. Scott Work Solution. And Nvidia, and we got Broadcom. Okay. The potentially poisonous mix means forget about buying the deep in stock, says Newberger CIO. The threat of high inflation. Okay, can I read it? The gains don't always last. The stock market jumped Tuesday amid optimism over a possible ceasefire following talks between Ukraine and Russian officials in Turkey. Wednesday, however, was greeted with mild selling, something that is far from uncommon following good news on the conflict. Tuesday, the Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 1%, while the S&P 500 gained 1.2%, and the Nasdaq Composite climbed 1.8%. With little good news to push stocks harder. Beyond the possibility of an end to Russia's war in Ukraine, the stock market wasn't the only one. Investing and trading is okay, can I read this? No. Robinhood stock jumped 24% on its plan to extend its trading hours. Crypto workflow navigation tech companies. Kathy Wood's Art Investment Management noted that previously held tech stocks are now falling just like publicly held ones. More prominent stocks are innovation, but Coinbase, the large U.S. cryptocurrency exchange, Meta puts. The beige tech stocks are getting cheaper, or at least they seem that way. On March 28th, Tesla announced that it will split its stock for the second time in 2 years. The decision also follows similar plans from Amazon and Google parent company Alphabet to do 20-for-1 stock splits, drastically lowering their respective share price. If approved, Amazon stock will drop from about $3,300 to $165, while Alphabet will drop from about $2,800 to $140. Stock splits don't actually change the value of one stock holdings, but rather multiply one shares and divide the share price. This is a marketing move designed to make company stock more enticing to retail investors who feel uneasy about buying fraction of share of stock. But research shows it actually works. Recent data from financial analysis firm Vanda Research shows that retail interest does in fact surge upon new news of a stock split, a finding confirmed by outside researchers. And Tesla, which is already one of the most popular retail stocks, is expected to fuel even more demand following this news. Hmm. The research about stock splits. When Apple announced its stock was split 4-for-1 in July 2020, Weekly retail purchase surged from around $150 million to just under $1 billion by the time the stock split in September. In the case of Google and Amazon's recent split announcements, Tesla's August 2020 5-for-1 split, net purchase, possible increased appetite for so-called growth stocks should lead to strong purchasing activity from retail investors in the coming weeks, he added. Most important tech company on planet, analyst. Step aside Apple and Google, Nvidia may be the new king of tech, one analyst contents. Nvidia may be the most important technology company today. In a new note on Monday, the analyst reiterated an outperform rating on Nvidia with a $375 price target. Upbeat take on Nvidia comes hot on the heels of the company's closely watched GTC conference, where it held nearly 1,000 sessions that included more than 1,600 speakers. Beyond having best-in-class hardware accelerator solutions with GPUs, NVIDIA is broadening its portfolio and deepening its expertise across DPUs and CPUs, along with other areas such as connectivity, interconnects to put all of the pieces together and to ensure these complex solutions run seamlessly. NVIDIA is continuing to pioneer software both at the foundational level and application specific level, which is the key to the company's TAM uh, expansion and the overall democratization of AI. Events like GTC Hammer these point home with various customers and ecosystem partners, highlighting the advancements they're driving along with NVIDIA and clear roadmaps for continued growth for the next decade plus. And the one that I'm going to read tonight is ta-da, Cloudflare. Cloudflare. Okay. Okay, Cloudflare. What is Cloudflare? Cloudflare. Tech sell off two unstoppable stocks you'll regret not buying on the deep. The tech heavy non-stock is down 12%, and Market Libre are both down over 40%. Cloudflare has parlayed its supply chain for innovation into solid competitive position in its sector. Offers cloud services and developers tools to help enterprise accelerate and secure applications, networks, and other corporate resources. Cloudflare. Its platform spans more than 100 countries, and it interconnects with 1,000 networks, 10,000 networks, including every major internet service provider and public cloud vendor. Okay, show me what you got. Show off. To that end, its infrastructure seats within 50 milliseconds of 95% of internet connected users worldwide, giving Cloudflare a significant competitive edge over smaller vendors. Its infrastructure sits within 50 milliseconds of 95% of internet connected users worldwide. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Additionally, its cloud-native platform differentiates it from on-premise network solutions, which are both costly to purchase and complicated to manage. Its cloud-native platform differentiates it from on-premise networking solutions. Its cloud-neutral architecture gives it an edge over vendors like Amazon. Its cloud-neutral architecture. Uh, Its cloud neutral architecture gives it an edge over vendors like Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure. In other words, Cloudflare is designed to support hybrid and multi-cloud environments, functioning as a single interface across private and public clouds. By comparison, legacy vendors tend to favor their own services. Collectively, these advantages have translated into consistently strong financial results. In 2021, its customer base surpassed $140,000, 140,000, up 26%. And the average customer spent 25% more. And the average customer spent 25% more. Evidence the stickiness of its services. Evidencing the stickiness of its services. And the average customer spent 25% more. In turn, revenue skyrocketed 52% to $656 million, and the company generated positive cash from operations of $65 million, up from a loss of $70 million in the prior year. Going forward, digital transformation should be a tailwind for Cloudflare. As organizations look to make their business critical systems faster and more secure, the company should see continued demand for its services, In fact, management puts its addressable market at $100 billion by 2024, and while the stock still trades at a pricey 55 times sales, I think it's worth buying a few shares today. Time and again, Cloudflare has demonstrated its ability to expand into new verticals, and with product likes email security and cloud storage in the pipeline, investors have good reason to believe that trend will continue. In turn, these innovations should turbocharge top line growth, which will make its price sales ratio look more reasonable in time. Okay, next one sees relative strength rating jump to 91. IBD rating upgrades. Uh, I'm really tired tonight, so I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Mm. I feel like I've had enough, okay? Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Bye bye.